So what exactly is so different about this Razer Blade from other gaming laptops? What is up guys, here's my official review upon the new Razer Blade 2016. Before I begin this review, I highly recommend that you watch my overview on this since it discusses a lot of specifications as well as my Blade Stealth review, since the two laptops are nearly identical in every respect, besides having a few performance and aesthetical differences. So unlike the Stealth, this is actually a laptop meant for gaming. The design seems very professional and Apple-like, but Razer diversifies themselves by overloading their Blade with top-of-the-line technology. The display on this powerful laptop features a 14-inch glossy IGZO touch-enabled Quad HD Plus display with 262 pixels per inch. Razer states that you'll receive the most stunning visuals when playing games and most importantly, when photo and video editing, although they give little to no detail on how accurate the colors are. So how are the bezels and glossiness on this thing? And how do they compare to the Blade Stealth? The screen is very glossy. I should have mentioned this in my Stealth review, that it is nearly impossible to use the Stealth outside unless you have an anti-glare screen protector, but it doesn't seem too bothersome with the new Blade. And as for the bezels, they're fine on the sides, although the top and bottom are a little big, but I would say it has an acceptable bezel size and I do not have a problem with them. Speaking about sizes, Razer has managed to cram both an Intel Core i7-6700HQ with hyperthreading and an NVIDIA GTX 970M with 6GB of GDDR5 VRAM included with Optimus technology inside the small, light, and thin form factor. This laptop also includes 16GB of RAM, which is just perfect for today's heavy use. The SSD included is also a nice addition with the Blade, giving fast 256 and 512GB solid-state drive storage speeds. So how does it perform on high-end games, and does the extra 3GB of VRAM actually make a difference? When playing games like Grand Theft Auto 5 on max settings on 1080p with MSAA off, it can achieve an average FPS of 45. And when playing Black Ops 3, Dark Souls 3, and the latest Doom at max settings 1080p, I was able to achieve an average FPS of around 50 to 60. And when playing the Forza Beta at 1800p max settings, I was able to achieve a stable 30 FPS. So in my experience with using both 970Ms, with one of them being an Alienware, the extra 3GB seems to get better speeds on games that are more VRAM intensive. But those differences are minuscule, and therefore, the extra 3GB of VRAM is a marketing ploy. So how is the battery life and usage on this? I was able to get a little over an hour playing some graphically intensive games, and I was able to get 2.5 hours of continuously watching movies before it had to be plugged in. And if everything was set to conserve battery life, the laptop achieved 5 to 6 hours. So now let's move on to the physical side of things. Razer has managed to not only slim down their laptops, but also their 165 watt power brick. Seriously, the power brick is really small compared to other gaming laptops. Now the machine itself. It features a black anodized aluminum build that is, again, reminiscent of Apple's laptops. Except for the fact that this thing is a fingerprint magnet, but the notebook still looks good nonetheless since it is black. Although the aluminum design may not have been too smart since it's harder for aluminum to disperse heat, especially on a thin ultralight gaming laptop. Either the laptop's going to overheat, or it will have some major fan noise. But I'll get into the fans in a second. On the back, it features a lime green Razer logo, so I guess Razer doesn't like their products to match, since their other Razer greenlit product seems to have a darker green to it. Moving on to the bottom, there isn't anything too different from their past blades, just the same long rubber footing, and the same two fan intakes and fan exhausts near the laptop hinge. On the left side, you get 4 ports, the charging port, 2 USB 3.0 ports, and a headphone jack. On the right side, there's a Kensington lock slot, an HDMI port, and another USB 3.0 port, and lastly, a Thunderbolt 3 port that can be used to amplify your graphics processing with a Razer Core. Moving towards the top, you'll notice the trackpad has 2 physical buttons and a glass touchpad. You'll usually hear other reviewers say that they hate the tactile buttons on the trackpad, but I actually like having the feedback and sound knowing that my click was registered, and it doesn't bother me in the slightest. Surrounding the keyboard are the Dolby speakers. They are really loud and produce exceptional quality for gaming and watching videos, even when the fans are on full blast. But again, I know nothing due to my lack in being an audio pedophile. I also want to point out what I failed to say in my Stealth review. The speaker grills constantly get crumbs and dirt inside, which is kind of hard to get out, and if attempted, you may scratch the laptop aluminum. Now the keyboard. It's actually changed a lot from last year's model. The travel has sadly been reduced and has taken a liking from the Stealth. The font has also changed to a more professional design, rather than the futuristic look that Razer usually has. And there is now chroma capabilities, of which you can change each key to any color or pattern of your liking through Razer Synapse software. I also want to say that the option keys still do not light up, which is disappointing. I don't see how Razer expects any of us to see the multimedia and option keys in the dark, when the purpose of a backlit keyboard is to see all of the keys no matter what. So in conclusion, the Blade is a nearly perfect laptop. It may cost as much as my car, but its design, performance, and specifications overwhelm the price. Are there cheaper and more performance-heavy solutions? Yes, but those other solutions look like they were designed in the 1990s with all of its bulk. So would I recommend this to a person that's looking for the best bang for their buck? No. This is a premium product, and I would only recommend this if you're looking for a slim and aesthetically pleasing laptop that has gaming capabilities. It is by no means the best gaming laptop. Oh, and I forgot to mention my experience with fans. Razer has included a function in Synapse to add a fan option to your keyboard profiles. You can either choose quiet mode, which is meant for normal tasks with a Blade like watching videos or web browsing, or you can just have it on if you're really annoyed with the loud fans. The other option is cool mode, which is what you want to use when gaming. So exactly how loud are the fans on a heavy load? It's comparable to a jet engine. They get really loud and the laptop gets really hot. So when gaming, I highly recommend that you do not place it on your lap or on a carpet, since it will block airflow and your pants will get melted into your skin. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment your opinions and ask any questions you might have, or if you want, you can request a game for me to benchmark. I'll gladly do that for you. I also recommend watching some other reviews on some other Razer products that I like, or if you like to watch funny gameplays, I make those every once in a while as well. And on that note, my rating for the bigger brother of Mr. Color is 9 out of 11 jet engines.
Frank de Boer speelt de bal. Heel goed naar Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp met de bal aan. Dennis Bergkamp.
No.
A few inches later.